Welcome to this channel where we give you first-hand information about women, sex and sexuality. We dive deep into the emotional, psychological, and sexual dynamics between men and women. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive video into what women really want emotionally, sexually, and psychologically. There's something most men don't realize until it's too late. The wrong truth, at the wrong time, can cost you everything. You see, not all honesty builds connection. Sometimes, what you reveal becomes the very weapon she uses to disconnect from you. Not because she's evil, but because women are wired to evaluate, to interpret, to judge your emotional strength. So when you hand her certain truths, especially too soon, you think you're being vulnerable. But to her, you're lowering your value. In this video, I'll reveal 5 personal secrets you should never tell a woman, especially early in the relationship. And yes, even if you trust her, even if she asks. These are the kinds of truths that make her look at you differently. Not necessarily with hate, but with less admiration, less respect, less attraction. And without those, love doesn't last. Stick with me, because understanding these 5 secrets could be the difference between a woman desiring you or emotionally detaching. Let's get into it. 1. Don't tell her how lonely you are without her. Let's be real. Loneliness hits hard, especially after a breakup, or when the woman you love suddenly pulls away. And for men, that silence can feel crushing. You start thinking, maybe if I tell her how much I need her, she'll come back. Maybe if I'm emotionally raw, she'll realize I care more than other guys. So you text her something like, I can't stop thinking about you. I feel so empty without you. You're my everything. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Telling her how lonely you are without her doesn't make her feel closer to you. It makes her feel pressure. It shifts the emotional weight onto her shoulders. And that weight? It feels heavy, not romantic. Why? Because when a woman hears that you're not okay without her, it doesn't signal love. It signals emotional dependency. And emotional dependency isn't attractive. It doesn't build desire. It makes her feel like she's your only source of worth. That's not love. That's a liability. Let me be clear. I'm not saying you should hide your emotions. I'm saying timing matters. And more importantly, how you present those emotions matters. There's a massive difference between, I've missed you, but I've been focusing on myself. And, I don't know who I am without you. One frames you as a man with emotional depth and resilience. The other? As a man whose identity crumbles in her absence. And guess what? No woman wants to feel like your life collapses when she's not around. That's not romantic. That's pressure she never asked for. Here's what women respect. A man who can stand on his own. Who values her deeply but doesn't depend on her for his emotional stability. Who communicates vulnerability without drowning in it. So the next time you're tempted to send a long emotional message about how lost you feel without her, pause. Ask yourself, is this for connection? Or am I asking her to save me? Because the more you try to pull her back with your pain, the more she'll associate you with neediness instead of masculine grounding. Remember, attraction doesn't grow in emotional chaos. It grows in emotional stability. So don't tell her how lonely you are. Show her how strong you are becoming. That's what turns a maybe into a regret for losing you. 2. Don't tell her you're insecure about other men. Let's talk about something most guys feel, but rarely admit. Insecurity about other men. You see her laughing at another guy's joke. You see her liking that fitness trainer's post on Instagram. You see her mentioning her guy friend a little too often. And suddenly, your mind starts spinning. Is he better looking than me? Is she attracted to him? Am I enough? And here's where most men mess up. They tell her. They confess their fear. They say things like, you talk about him a lot. You seemed pretty flirty with that guy. Why do you like all his photos? You think by saying it, you're being honest, transparent, vulnerable. But here's the hard truth. Voicing that insecurity doesn't make her feel closer. It makes her feel like she needs to reassure you. And the more she has to reassure you, the more your value drops in her eyes. Because nothing turns a woman off faster than a man who compares himself to other men. She wants to see you as unshakable, not jealous. not threatened by someone else's presence. And it's not because she wants a robot. It's because emotional confidence is sexy. Look, women test men all the time, sometimes without realizing it. And one of the biggest subconscious tests she'll give you is how you respond to other male energy in her orbit. Do you panic and confront her? Get passive-aggressive and withdraw? Or stay grounded, letting her see you're not shaken? Because here's the irony. If you act like other men are a threat, she might start seeing them that way too. Not because they are, but because you signal that you don't trust your own value. So when she brings up another guy, don't flinch. When she posts a flirty pic, don't spiral. Instead, respond with calm curiosity, or even playful indifference. Ah, your gym crush again? Should I be worried? Said with a smile, not a scowl. Because confidence is felt. And when you radiate it, she doesn't need reassurance. She feels safe in your energy. And that is far more powerful than any insecurity confession ever will be. 3. Don't tell her you're not over your ex. Let's get real. You might think being open about your emotional past makes you seem honest or emotionally intelligent. But when it comes to this next one, it's a dangerous move. Never tell your woman you're not over your ex. Now, I'm not saying to lie, but volunteering that information is one of the fastest ways to kill attraction. Here's why. The moment she hears the word ex, her radar goes up. Her mind starts racing with questions. Am I a rebound? Is he comparing me to her? Is he still emotionally tied to another woman? And listen, she might not say any of it out loud, but you'll feel the shift in her energy. Suddenly, she pulls back. Suddenly, she's more guarded. Suddenly, you're not the safe, emotionally available man she thought you were. You see, for a woman to fully surrender to intimacy, she needs to feel like she's the main character in your story, not some supporting actress in your post-breakup healing arc. And when you openly admit you're still thinking about your ex, you're telling her, someone else still owns part of my heart. Now, let's be clear. It's okay to still be healing. It's okay to still have emotions about the past. You're human. But that doesn't mean you need to expose that to her, especially in the early stages of a relationship. What she really wants to feel is that you've learned from your past, you've grown from it, and you're emotionally present with her now. So, instead of saying, I'm still not over what my ex did to me, say something like, that relationship taught me a lot about myself and what I actually need in a partner. See the difference? One keeps her in competition with your past. The other brings her into your present. And if you want her to feel safe emotionally and sexually with you, she needs to know there's no ghost of another woman still living in your mind. Don't sabotage real intimacy with emotional oversharing. Let your actions show that you're ready for something real, not still haunted by what was. 4. Don't tell her you don't know what you want. Top bar. She asks, so, what are you looking for? He shrugs, takes a sip of his drink and says, I'm not really sure. Cut to her subtle reaction. Her eyes shift away. This one hits deeper than you think. If you ever want to turn a woman off emotionally, sexually, or romantically, just say this. I don't really know what I want right now. Now, you might say that because you think you're being honest. Or maybe you're trying not to lead her on. But here's the brutal truth. To a woman, that statement sounds like this. I have no direction, no clarity, no spine. And the moment she senses that, her attraction for you starts to evaporate. Here's why. Women are biologically and psychologically drawn to certainty, especially when it comes from a man. It's not about being controlling. It's about being anchored. Because in a world that constantly tells her to shrink, to please, to adapt, she craves the presence of a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to stand in it. So when you say, I'm just going with the flow, I'm not sure if I want something serious or not. Let's just see where this goes. Even if she was attracted to you at first, she'll start to emotionally disconnect. Because women don't chase uncertainty. They're attracted to a man who can hold a vision, whether that's for his own life, for a relationship, or for how he wants to show up sexually and emotionally. Now let me be clear, you don't have to want a relationship right away. But you do need to have clarity and integrity about what you want. If you're still figuring things out, that's okay. But say it like this. Right now, I'm focused on building my career and peace, but I'm open to something real with the right person. Boom. Now you're not just a guy floating in limbo. You're a man with self-awareness and standards. Because here's the truth. Women will sleep with the man who excites them, but they fall in love with the man who knows what he wants and moves like it. If you show up confused, inconsistent, or indifferent, she will categorize you as fun for now, not man to invest in. So don't be afraid to own your desire, whatever that may be. Because clarity is sexy. And indecision? That's a silent deal breaker. 5. Don't tell her you think she's out of your league. This one sounds innocent, maybe even sweet, but it's one of the most self-sabotaging things you can say to a woman you're dating. I don't know how I landed you. You're way out of my league. Guys like me don't usually get girls like you. Now, maybe you're saying it to flatter her. Maybe it's your way of expressing admiration or gratitude. But here's what she actually hears. You're too good for me. I don't feel worthy of you. I'm not confident enough to see us as equals. And the moment that energy shifts, so does hers. Because a woman doesn't want to feel above you. She wants to feel chosen by a man who knows his own worth, who sees her beauty, yes, but still stands shoulder to shoulder with her. Not from a place of arrogance, but from grounded, masculine self-belief. Here's what most guys don't get. When you put a woman on a pedestal, you're not making her feel special. You're making her feel separate from you. And deep down, she starts wondering, if he doesn't believe he deserves me, should I even trust this to last? It creates a weird imbalance. You start overcompensating to keep her. She starts pulling back because the dynamic feels off. And soon, she's gone. Not because she stopped liking you, but because you stopped acting like the man she was attracted to in the first place. So here's what you do instead. Acknowledge her beauty, power, or brilliance, without losing yours. Say this. You're absolutely stunning, but what I love even more is how sharp you are. You're amazing. I think we're a powerful match. You're not downplaying her. You're simply stating your presence, your value. Because when a woman senses that you see yourself as less than, she'll start looking for a man who doesn't. Confidence isn't thinking you're better than her. It's knowing that you're enough as you are, and carrying yourself accordingly. Remember, you don't win her over by groveling. You win her by being unapologetically grounded in who you are. So stop treating her like she's doing you a favor by being with you. You're not lucky to have her. You're lucky to have found each other. And when you truly believe that, she'll feel safe falling deeper for you. Those were 5 secrets you should never share with your woman. Not because you're hiding, but because you're protecting the foundation of attraction, respect, and emotional polarity. Now that we've covered all 5, want a quick recap? Let's go. 1. Don't tell her you're still not over your ex. It shifts her from lover to therapist. Emotional intimacy dies. 2. Don't reveal how much you struggle with self-worth. Vulnerability is good, but insecurity kills attraction. 3. Don't confess every past sexual failure. She wants to feel desired, not cautious. 4. Don't admit you don't know what you want. Women crave direction, not emotional limbo. 5. Don't say she's out of your league. Confidence makes her stay. Insecurity makes her run. Attraction isn't just about what you show her. It's about what you choose not to reveal. Too soon, too often, or too vulnerably. Because in the early stages of love, mystery isn't manipulation. It's magnetism. She doesn't want you to be perfect. She wants you to be centered. She wants a man who knows his worth, stands on his values, and doesn't unload every wound the moment she shows interest. So, if you want to keep her attraction alive, show her your strength. Reveal your truth, in doses. And never forget, your presence speaks louder than your confessions. If this hit home, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What's one thing you told a woman, and later regretted? I'll see you in the next one.